right. Chamber choir, you guys ready? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Baker Bulldog Memorial Stadium and tonight's Great Oregon League matchup featuring the visitors. Please welcome the Pendleton McShire Buckaroos and your home team, your Baker Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem, performed by the members of the Chamber Choir. Thank you, Chamber Choir.
Gentlemen, my name is Jesse Taub, and it is a pleasure to be with you on this Thursday evening for a rematch of the Greater Oregon League championship game from last year between the Pendleton Bucks and the home team, the Baker Bulldogs. First of all, we want to welcome you, obviously, to tonight's game, brought to you by equalize TV. Tonight's game is going to be a little bit different than usual for those of you that are have tuned into our broadcasts both this year and in past years, in that tonight, unfortunately, we will not have replays. If you're aware, you're watching the game on a Thursday night, you know this game was originally scheduled for a Friday night, and the main crew is covering a political event tonight in La Grande. Therefore, we're not going to be as flashy as it normally is, but I'm going to be updating you on the score and the time, mentioning our sponsors all along the way. I got you here. I'm going to take care of you. Also tonight, the game will not be on our Roku channel as it normally is, but you can find it on all the locations we normally stream on, and you can check those out by going to eoanetwork.com. All right, so as you see, the captains are kind of out on the field. Coming into this game, the Pendleton Bucks coming in with a 3-2 record, coming off a big win versus Redmond and Estacada. 2 weeks ago, they went over to Idaho and lost to Weiser. Both of these teams have played Scappoose. That is their only common opponent. Scappoose, a victor over both of these teams. They played Pendleton in week 1, took that game 49-35. That was at Pendleton. And Baker played them in week 2, but what was their first game, and Scappoose won that as well, 55-28. And what I can tell you from watching these two teams this year is I'm expecting, I'd say, at least 70 points on the board tonight. I think we're going to have an offensive shootout. And that's not to throw any shade or anything on the defenses, but we have some really good offenses. Pendleton is going to be led by their senior quarterback, number 4, Colson Primus. He's 6'2", 185, and this kid, he kind of does it all. He really runs the offense well, makes sure they get into the sets that they need. He's got a great deep ball. He lobs it up there, kind of lets his receivers run on underneath it. Again, Colson Primus, the senior quarterback for Pendleton. At the wide receiver position for the Bucks this evening is going to be number 11, Mason Strong, another senior. He's listed at 6 foot 170, but this kid plays bigger than 6 foot from what I've seen. He is a strong receiver, aptly named, I might say. He's able to go up. He's got a great connection with Primus. I'm guessing they played for a number of years growing up together, so you can see they got that chemistry. Pendleton probably has the best running back in the league this year. He's only a junior. He's only listed at 5'10", 165, but this kid is good. He's number 32. His name's Tug McQuinn. Not only does he got speed, he's got power. For the Bulldogs on the other side, they're going to be led by quarterback number 7, Jake McClary. He's a junior, 6'1", 175. Jake's got a great arm, a big pitcher for the baseball team, and probably the best thing about Jake is he's real good at spreading the ball around, and he can also roll out and pass on the run. All right, you'll see we're getting ready to kick off here. So the Pendleton Bucks are going to be kicking off. We got Rashawn Jones and Al Crawford deep, but they're going to kick it short, and that is going to be recovered by Gavin Combs, number 5. I personally would be shocked if we saw Pendleton kick it deep at all, and that's because of Baker's wide receiver, number 8, Rashawn Jones. He's only a junior, 6'3", 205, 4-time state champion, twice in the 100 meters, his freshman and sophomore years, 100-meter hurdles, and twice in the 300-meter hurdles, his freshman and junior year. One of the most explosive players, without a doubt, in the state. He's going to be fun to watch. Let's see what the Bulldogs have as they take over here. They're going to start 1st and 10. They're on their own 43. Bulldogs are almost always coming out in a 3 wide receiver set. You got Jones to the top of the screen. Sullivan is the running back. Martin in motion, the tight end. And hand it off to Sullivan. He gets a nice hole up the middle, bounces it outside a little bit, and he's going to pick up a nice gain on 1st down. I'm going to call that about 5 yards, which is going to bring up 2nd and 5. Well, it looks like they're only giving him 4, so we're going to go 2nd and 6 then. Sullivan, the senior running back for the Bulldogs, listed at 5'7", 185. You might be like, 5'7", a little short. This kid is strong, though, and he's not afraid to go right through you. He also plays linebacker on defense. All right, 4 wide receiver set. So at the top of the screen, you got Jones, then Martin. Bottom of the screen, you got Crawford and Maldonado. Jones in motion. Going to fake the pitch, a little out to Martin, and McClary's pass just a little bit high. So that'll bring up 3rd and 6 for Baker. The Bulldogs last week went down to went over to Cascade, the current number 1 ranked team in 4A. Had a little bit trouble there, lost 48-6. But again, Cascade, probably the favorite at this point to win the state championship. They actually took down Scappoose 36-0. Give you a little context there. All right, Bulldogs come out, trips to the right. We got Martin, then I believe Jones is at the top of the screen, coming to the middle, looking for Jones, just a little bit high. Clory had him there, a little bit of a 10-yard in, a little bit of a 10-yard post there, just went a little bit high. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to line up in punt formation. For Pendleton, they're going to send number 15, Keegan Klein, the senior, 5'10", 160, back to receive, along with the aforementioned number 32, Tug McQuinn. I'm going to be calling his name a lot tonight. Jones is going to be the punter. Kick's good. Oh, nice kick here. It's going to send them back. It's going to be, they're going to loose ball there, and it looks like Baker's going to jump on it. They tried to do a little trickery there, a little reverse, and yes, officials make the call. The Bulldogs recover the fumble. That's going to put the offense back out on the field. You like to see that. The Bulldogs, number 9, Hayden Churchfield, the sophomore, recovers the fumble. And if you're the Bulldogs, that's what you need. A couple keys to the game now for the Bulldogs since they're going to remain on offense. The Bulldogs are going to need some explosive plays on offense. They're not going to be able to run the ball down the field. They rely a lot on their passing game, the arm of McClary and Jones. Let's see, trips to the left, Jones on the bottom of the screen. McClory's trying to get out of trouble, and he's making a move. All right, rolling right, gets it off, looking for Jones. That pat is broken up there by number 18 for the Bucks. That's Marcellus Scott, a 6', 180 senior. Scott, I believe, a big star on the Nikiawe basketball team that finished second in state last year. So this Pendleton team also has a few players from the Nikiawe Community School as well. All right, so we got second and about 10. 10:56 left to go in the first quarter. Second and 9. McClory. Jones in motion. He's coming in the backfield there. That's Jones. Looks like we got a flag. I think it's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs, and if so, that'll move them back 5 yards. Yep. So that's going to move them back to the 14, and it's going to be second and goal from the 14. Still 10:56 on the clock. For the Pendleton, as far as on defense, I don't have to be like any brilliant announcer here to say this, but their job is going to be to find a way to contain Rashawn Jones. I say contain because you're not going to be able to stop him. He's too good. But can they contain him and limit his explosive plays? All right, Bulldogs out here, second and 14. Jones at the top of the screen. Sullivan in the back. McClory going left, looking for Maldonado and through Maldonado's hands. That'll bring up a third and 14. As I mentioned, McClory, one of the top 2 pitchers on the Bulldog baseball team. So arm strength is not going to be a concern for him. You may see here the Bulldogs kind of employ the old school run the play in. So you saw John Garcia there, number 20, running in the play. Pendleton, I believe, will just use hand signals, a little more modern. The Bulldogs here in a tight formation. Jones at the top, Martin the tight end. Then you got Garcia and Maldonado at the bottom of the screen, Sullivan the back. McCory's looking for Jones. Nope, he's going to drop it up short to Martin. Martin makes, just misses. There is a flag down in the backfield. We'll see if it's going to be holding, I think, on the Bulldogs. We'll see if Pendleton elects to decline the penalty or if they're going to push him back 10 yards. Yep, so they're going to accept the penalty. They're going to move him back farther, again, just to ensure they're out of field goal range, I would imagine. So we'll see what the Bulldogs elect to do. I'm guessing there's not much in the playbook for a third and goal from the 30, but we'll see what they can do here. 10:47 on the clock. All right, the Bulldogs are going to come out in their typical 3 wide receiver set. You got Jones at the top of the screen, then Crawford, Martin the tight end, bottom of the screen is Maldonado. Jones in motion. McClory's looking for Jones. He's got it. Oh, he grabs it. Nice catch there by Jones. Picks up about 19. That's going to make it 4th and goal from the 11. Much more manageable here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bulldogs go for this as opposed to trying to attempt the field goal. The field goal attempt would be 28 yards. If this is the NFL or college, it's a no-brainer. You kick the field goal, but in high school football, sometimes you just gotta play the odds a little bit here. And for the Bulldogs, they know they're not gonna be able to hang with this Pendleton team by just kicking field goals. So they're gonna come out, trips to the near side, Jones on the bottom of the screen, then Maldonado and Garcia. Sullivan's the back. Jones comes in motion. Pendleton almost looks like they're triple teaming him. They're just gonna go double to Jones now. McClory racing over to Jones. Pass is just gonna come up short. Well, either way for the Bulldogs, Pendleton's starting now at their own 11 as they'll take over after the 4th down play by the Bulldogs. So we got 9:50 on the clock here. As I mentioned, going kind of the beginning of the game if you were with us. For Pendleton, their offensive key to the game is just going to be control the line of scrimmage. They got some big kids up front, and they love to run the ball. And when you got a guy like Tug McQuinn, I don't blame him. I think at this point in the year, again, nothing official, but just from what I've seen, I'm guessing the Player of the Year honors in league this year will be between Jones and McQuinn. So we get kind of the two most explosive players. Again, at least what I've seen, nothing official here, but just from my own eyes, they seem to be the two most explosive players in the league. All right, so Primus, the quarterback, he's going to hand it up to McQuinn. Up the middle, stopped after about a gain of 4. If you're the Bulldogs, you don't mind that. Both against Cascade and Vale, the Bulldogs gave up a few long touchdown runs. And I know that's something they've kind of focused on. They're working to prevent. If a team's going to run, they're going to run. You can only do so much, but you want to eliminate that explosive run. And with a guy like McQuinn, he is no stranger to explosive runs. So Pendleton's going to come out, 3 wide receiver set. Strong is in the slot. He's their main receiver. Primus, the quarterback, going to hand it off to McQuinn. A little counter play. Flag down. Tackle made by the Bulldogs, number 23. That's going to be Connor Martin. He's going to be stopped short of the first down marker. But, yeah, we got holding on the Bucks. So that's going to move them back 10 yards. Excuse me, not 10 yards. It'll be half the distance to the goal, I believe, because the ball's on the 15. And they're just ensuring that the Coach Ramus for the Bulldogs, in his 6th year, he wanted to accept. He did accept, it looks like. So it'll be half the distance from where the penalty was called. So that's going to move it back to the 5 because the penalty was at the 10. So it'll be half the distance from the spot of the penalty, I believe. So if you heard the announcer there, we're at about 2nd and 17. 9:05 left in the first quarter. Primus at quarterback. It's going to be Strong in motion. They're going to hand it him on the end around. Let's see if the Bulldogs can stop him. He's got some good blocking there. Again, this is Mason Strong. He's going to pick up about 12 yards, I'd say. We're probably looking at about a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Bucks. Again, for the Bucks, they really have kind of a 3-headed monster with Primus and Strong, both seniors, and then McQuinn, the running back. We'll see what they elect to do here coming up on 3rd and 6. Coming out in a 3 wide receiver set. Strong is going to be in the slot. McQuinn, the running back, behind Primus. Going to take the snap, a little play action, roll to his right, looking for number 9. He's got it. Oh, and a fumble after the ball. That's going to get out of bounds. Yes. So that's going to be out of bounds, so that will stay Pendleton possession. The catch was made by number 9, Vance Nelson. I believe it was Martin there that caused the fumble. Given that the ball wasn't recovered inbounds, it stays with the last team who had possession. So that's why it's going to stay with Pendleton here. And I'm guessing, let's see, 4th and 4. Looks like they're going to line up in punt formation. Again, for them, Primus is their punter. So that kind of makes it a little tricky if you're Baker. You got to watch out a little bit for a fake. But at this point in the game and this side of the end zone, it might be doubtful. Yep, Primus gets the kickoff. Not a bad kick, kind of angled to the corner. He's going to get a nice roll there. And probably the best part about that punt is, if you're a Pendleton fan, Jones was not allowed to return it. So we'll see what the Bulldogs can do here. Coming out 1st and 10, 8:39 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs will start on the 42. All right, and you probably see McClary now jogging out onto the field. We'll see what they decide to call. Again, for the Bulldogs, they're almost always predominantly lining up in a 3 wide receiver set with a tight end and 1 back. So Sullivan's the back, Jones at the top of the screen, Garcia and Churchfield, I believe, at the bottom of the screen. They're going to run a speed option with McClory. He's got a nice lane. He's got a good block from Churchfield, too. Nice job, nice read there by McClory. He's going to pick up about, I'd say, 21-ish. They're going to go exactly about 20. So the ball is now at the 38 of the Bucks. Oh, now they're going to adjust it to the 39. Okay, so the 39, which will be about 17-yard run there for McClory. Again, a nice block by Churchfield there, kind of sealing his receiver. All right, Bulldogs, as usual, 3 wide receivers. Jones to the top. Then they've got Crawford in the slot, Martin the tight end, and Churchfield at the bottom with Sullivan in the backfield. McClory looking left, able to get out a run. He's going to throw across his body, looking for Crawford deep. No go. But if you're McClory there, you're able to avoid the rush, get off a nice throw there. For the Baker offense, I think one of the things they want to kind of really ensure here is we don't have any negative plays. We don't want to get behind the sticks. We got to avoid the sacks. We got to avoid the penalties. And then just make some completions, some basic throws and catches. We don't need anything long and deep. But 2nd and 10 now, 7:59 in the first. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Jones at the bottom. McClory going to run the screen to Jones. Oh, he's got a couple nice blocks there by Garcia and Churchfield. And Jones is gone. He is gone down the sideline. And that's what you love to see. If you're the Bulldogs, we talked about that. You need explosive plays in this game to stay in it. Conversely, for Pendleton, one of our keys to the game was to try and contain Jones. Again, they're unable to do it, and you see what happens. So, McClory's touchdown pass of 39 yards to Jones puts them on the board, 6-0. We'll see how the PAT goes here. It'll be Daniel Maldonado for the Bulldogs kicking. Jones will hold. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and looks pretty good to me. Yes, sir. All right, so the Bulldogs take first blood here, pick up a score of 7-0, 7:51 left in the first. And while we aren't able to provide replays and graphics tonight, I guess one, how do we say this, consolation prize would be no commercials, so you're stuck with me for the whole time. But one of the most important things about this broadcast are the sponsors that make it happen. EO Live is able to broadcast all of the home Pendleton, LeGrand, and Baker games this season for one simple reason, and that's the sponsors from the communities that really help us. I want to start off by Hobby Habit. Okay, at Hobby Habit, they're located in LeGrand. Right now, they got RC cars are hot. You can buy 2 Traxxas TRX 4MTs for $300. That's $100 off. Or you could buy a Traxxas BL2 and get an $80 LiPo battery and USB-C charger for free. Either way, Hobby Habit, they've got something for everyone. Just for the fun of it, they're located at 411 First Street in LeGrand. And if you're out there thinking, well, I don't live in LeGrand, the next time you're driving through, stop by, pick something up. You can find all sorts of things for gifts and presents, anything sort of like that. Support Hobby Habit. Say thank you for helping supporting these kids. In the meantime, Pendleton, again, had a nice return, and then they lost the ball, but the refs are going to say he's down, so the ball's going to stay with Pendleton there. All right, Pendleton's going to take over. There'll be 1st and 10 on the 44, 7:42 to go in the first. Now, for the Bulldogs, on defense, they got to find a way to stop the run here. They did a pretty solid job in those first 2 plays. Got to stick with it. And for Pendleton, they got a big line. They want to control that line of scrimmage. They're going to get McQuinn going, I'm sure. All right, 4 wide receiver set. McQuinn, the tailback. Primus, the quarterback. He's looking right. Pass just a little short. Intended for number 15. It's going to be Keegan Klein. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Bucks. All right, Pendleton coming out 2nd and 10. Ball's on their own 44. 3 wide receiver set. They got 2 people in the backfield. McQuinn on the left there, number 32. And then 9, Nelson, also in the backfield. They're going to run a little trap play to McQuinn there. Bulldogs do a real nice job blocking the hole there, and he is brought down. Got a little love there to Jimmy Sullivan, number 34. Really broke that up in the backfield. He didn't end up making the tackle. Martin ends up making the tackle. But that penetration really kind of slowed down McQuinn enough there for Martin to come over and clean up. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Ball on the 49, 7:14 and counting left in the first quarter. This is the second possession for the Bucks if you're just joining us. Bulldogs had 2 possessions as well, scored on 1. All right, Primus is going to roll to his right, looking at Strong. Doesn't really see anything he likes, but he's going to go back to Strong anyway. Nice pass and catch. He's going to be pushed out at about the 48. That will be a couple yards short of the first down, so it's going to be about 4th and 2. I'd imagine the Bucks are going to go for this. When you got a running back like McQuinn and an offensive line, I'd imagine. But no, they're taking Primus out, but that may just be to kind of get a little different some sort of formation. So Primus, Strong are on the bench for this 4th down. I'm guessing we're going to see some sort of wildcat action here from McQuinn. Yeah, some sort of little. So McQuinn is the quarterback here in this situation. He's the one taking the snap. I imagine he's going to keep it. Yep, they got a couple lead blockers there. Jones reaching for him in the backfield. Doesn't quite get him. And there is the speed of McQuinn. Tackled. Touchdown saving tackle there by number 3, Logan Crawford for the Bulldogs. Big tackle there by Crawford. Well, that just kind of shows you how football can be a game of inches. Jones rushed right into the backfield. Couldn't quite get to him. And that just allowed McQuinn to get around the corner. Picks up about 31 yards on the carry. It's going to be 1st and 10. The ball's at the 17, 5:46 and counting in the first. They're going to stick with the same formation. So again, McQuinn is going to take the snap here. Going to hike it right to him. Oh, a little fumble. Okay. So the Bucks having a little bit of issues holding on to that ball. That was more of an issue. The snap and the running back kind of collided before the ball got to McQuinn. Either way, the Bucks able to pounce on it. Only a loss of 2, so not too bad there. They're back at the 19, so it'll be 2nd and 12. It looks like they're going to stay in this wildcat formation. When they're in this formation, he's got number 9, Nelson, in the backfield with him. You'll see him there on his left. Going to keep it. McQuinn up the middle, bounces it outside, and this is where the trouble starts. Missed tackle, and he's going to make it in. So there is the Bucks controlling the line, and McQuinn, the first touchdown of the game. So a 19-yard run there by McQuinn. The Bucks are going to attempt the PAT here. The holder is going to be Caden Moore. The kicker for the Bucks is Colin Harrington, a junior. Snaps good, holds good, kick up and good. Yep. All right, so we are officially tied at 7. The Bulldogs will come out here in a moment. They're going to take over. I said earlier it was their second drive. They've had 2 drives. Technically, they've had 3. So this will actually be their 4th drive coming up here in a minute. So we're tied at 7, 4:48 left in the first quarter. If you're joining us, just let me say a quick thank you. Really appreciate you guys being here. It's a beautiful evening here at Baker Bulldog Memorial Stadium. We got 2 great programs here, perennial powerhouses in the football world of Eastern Oregon. The Bulldogs, their most recent football state championship was in 2012. They actually won in 2010 as well. The Bucks, this is only their second year in the 4A division. They have predominantly been in the 5A division. They are currently, their enrollment is about 795 students. So the high end, I believe mid 800s is the high end. Okay, here's the kick. They're going to go quick. Little squib kick again, fielded there nicely. Alex Brown, as I mentioned, I'd say it's about a 0.2% chance they ever kick deep to Jones. Jones on the year in 4 games. You're going to have to double check me here, but I know for sure he's got 3 kick returns for touchdowns. I want to say 4, though, but don't hold me on that. So anyone that's watching film, I'm sure we're going to kind of see the same thing for Baker. All right, let's see what the Bulldogs can do. All tied up at 7 here. McClary, the quarterback. Jones at the top of the screen. Garcia in the slot. Maldonado at the bottom. Jones in motion, a little inside. McClary, a little 3-step drop, trying to get to Jones, a little crosser. He's got the ball, see if he can make a couple people miss. Oh, looks like a face mask there for a second. Nope. He's going to get taken down after about a gain of 8, maybe 8.5. It'll probably be about 2nd and 2 now. Again, one of the keys for the Bulldogs I talked about is having explosive plays, which they got on that last screen to Jones. But one of the kind of secondary keys, I'd say, is you got to find a way to get Jones the ball in different places on the field, both out of the backfield, on short crosses, on some screens. You got to send him deep a few times as well, and McClary certainly has the arm strength for all of that. All right, they're going to hand it off to Sullivan, going up the middle, bounces it back inside. He's got a nice little run there, definitely picking up the first down. And we'll say a gain of 7 for Sullivan coming up the middle. Looks like he might be a little hurt, limping there a little bit for Sullivan, but he seems to be okay. So that'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. They will have the ball at the Pendleton 38. 3:45 and running left in the first. All right, 3 wide receiver set. Jones at the top. You got Garcia in the slot, Maldonado bottom of the screen, Martin the tight end, and it's going to be Quinn Wellman, I believe, is the running back. Martin's in motion. They're going to hand it off to Wellman. He's got a nice hole there. He's going to bounce it outside. Hey, picking up about 6 yards, maybe about 5. We'll give him 5 there to make it 2nd and 5. If you're a Bulldog fan, you like to see them getting these holes to run with. We've certainly struggled a little bit getting the run game going in the first few games, but this is essentially 4 new starters on this line from last year from the Bulldogs, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get their chemistry down, and it seems to be like they're doing just that at the moment. All right, so 3 wide receiver set. Bottom of the screen is Churchfield. Then you got Crawford. Top of the screen, Jones. They're going to... Oh, McClory's going to keep it. Nice pull there. He's going to try and bounce it back inside. Goes outside. Oh, kind of a late hit there, but, I guess the extension there. So anyway, looks like it'll be a first down. They're going to give him 6, or they're just going to give him 5? They're going to give him 5. And a half, maybe 3/4. No, now they're moving the sticks. All right, so it's going to be 2nd, 3rd, and a full yard. 3rd and 1, 2:35 left, tied at 7. Bulldogs on the Pendleton 29. Jones, the top of the screen. Garcia, and then Churchfield, the running back, or the wide receiver coming across. That's Churchfield. Oh, just missed him there. I bet McClary wants to have that one back. Churchfield had a little bit of room there. McClary saw how open he was, wanted to get it to him right away to let him run. Just didn't quite get his feet settled under him. But 4th and 1, without question, the Bulldogs are going for this. All right, so let's see here if the Bulldogs elect to keep it on the ground. They may. Okay, so Jones is coming out in the backfield. That might be a little bit of a tell. See if they hand it off to him and let him go to work. Again, Jones in the backfield, Crawford at the top of the screen. They're just going to run the speed option. Jones, the blocker. McClory, not the speed option, just a straight quarterback draw, excuse me. But a nice job there. Jones with a big block ensures the quarterback, Jake McClory, picks up the first down plus some. We're going to have a run of about 6 yards there. So the Bulldogs are going to have 1st and 10 at the Bucks 25, 2-13 and running now in the first quarter. Bulldogs are going to come out. Jones the top of the screen, Martin the tight end, Garcia in the slot, and Churchfield the bottom of the screen, Sullivan in the backfield. Ooh, a little reverse end around there to Garcia. He's trying to make the man miss, but he's unable. It's going to be a 5-yard loss. A big tackle there by Pendleton's number 72, Aiden Perkins, a 5'11", 190 junior. So Aiden able to read the reverse, didn't end up getting sucked in or pulled on one side, stayed home, and he's rewarded with the TOL, or tackle for loss. All right, so that's going to bring up about 2nd and 15 here for Baker. The ball's on the 30. Definitely need to get a little bit of positive yardage here. McClory's going to run a short little sprint. Yep, nice. To Churchfield. He's got it. He's going to be tackled right about the 20. Just a little 3-yard slant. Exactly what they needed. Just get back kind of on schedule, if you will. Try and stay with those chains. Didn't need to pick up the first down, but wanted to get something short to make 3rd down manageable, and that's exactly what he did. Nice throw and catch. McClory to Churchfield. All right, so it'll be 3rd and 5 now for Baker. 45 seconds. The clock is running in the first quarter. Jones is in motion. They're going to give it to him on the end around. He's got Sullivan as a blocker. A lot of room there for Jones. Can he make it through? He can. Makes a man miss. No problem, says Rashawn Jones. 2nd touchdown of the game. This time on a run. He had the last one on a 39-yard screen and run, adding to his all-purpose yards. Again, got to give some love there to the line. Big man, senior, number 51, Christopher Entrican. He's the left tackle for the Bulldogs. He had a nice seal on that block, along with Churchfield at the bottom. Creates that hole for Jones. Maldonado's kick is up and good. Yes, sir. All right, so we are well on the way to at least 70 points. If you were here at the beginning of the broadcast, I predicted we would at least see 70 points tonight. With 34 seconds left in the first quarter, it's Baker 14, Pendleton 7. So kind of at the first quarter, if you're Baker, you like what you're seeing. You did give up that big run to McQuinn. But he's one of the best players in the league, kind of the same mentality as Jones. We're not really going to be able to stop him, just like the Bucks aren't going to be able to stop Jones, but can you find a way to contain him? So McQuinn, although he's had a few decent runs, they have kind of kept him in check. They've been able to get Pendleton to punt. If you're the Bucks, you'd like to see your passing game get going just a little bit. And with guys like Primus and Strong, there's no doubt that will happen here shortly, I'm sure of it. So it's going to be Maldonado to kick for Baker. Deep to receive for Pendleton is going to be Strong and Klein. It'll be Strong, Mason Strong with it. He goes up the middle, sees a big gap there. I see some room. He gets a nice spin. He's going to try and cut it outside. Garcia trying to make the tackle, does. John Garcia, number 20 there, makes a big tackle. But the Bucks are going to come out with great field position. They're going to start at the Bulldog 45. They're going to make that the 44. So with 25 seconds left in the first quarter, it'll be Bucks possession, 1st and 10. Pendleton muffed a punt early in the game, so this is only going to be their 3rd possession, although Baker has had 4. All right, so trips to the near side. You got Klein in motion. Again, McQuinn, the running back in the backfield. They're going to show a short screen there to number 3 for Pendleton. That's going to be Caden Moore. And makes a little bit of a move and gets a nice little gain there on first down. Picks up about 4. We got about 10 seconds and running, so I'm going to imagine that is going to be the last play of the first quarter. So they will move ends. And we'll get the second quarter rolling here in a bit.
Bulldogs 14 and the Pendleton Buccaneers 7.
So we'll take a look and see what we got here coming up on the schedule for Friday evening. I'm guessing we got Ontario and LeGrand. Indeed, they're playing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. It's going to take place in Ontario. Ontario coming in with a 1-3 record, a big win over Nissa. And a close loss against 5A school Ashland, but Ashland is actually playing down a division this year, so they're in the 4A division, but Ontario only loses to them by 6. Their another loss to Burns only by 7. So that Ontario-LeGrand game, I'm guessing that is going to be a good one. Okay, back to action here. Primus hands off to McQuinn. Little run there, great kind of great job by the Bulldogs. They're kind of all running to the ball instead of having one person tackle. They're really flocking there. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Bucks. 3-yard run, or maybe 4 yards for McQuinn on that last one. So 3rd and 2, balls on the Bulldog 36. Again, 3rd and 2. Primus, the quarterback. McQuinn in the backfield. He's going to quick drop. He's going to looking for a strong. Nope, check that. He's on a different receiver. Caden Moore, number 3, makes the catch. Enough for a first down easily. A little 6-yard pass and catch there. Nice job there by Primus. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Bucks. Just back to the LeGrand Ontario matchup coming up. LeGrand coming into that game with a 2-2 record, wins over Astoria and Nissa. Vale in the 3A division, giving both all three, Baker, LeGrand, and Ontario some trouble. They got able to beat them all. All right, McQuinn. Ooh, quick little jump step there. That was nice. That's one of those plays we wish we had the replay there. But McQuinn, a great little run, picks up about 11. A nice sidestep there, and the Bucks are getting their running game moving. The Bucks up front are led by their big man, number 77, Deacon Pace. He's a senior left tackle, 6'3", 290. The right tackle, also a senior for the Bucks, Landon Van Pelt, is 6'5", 380. So some big bookends for the Pendleton line. I got a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start against Pendleton, which would move them back 5 and make it 1st and 15. Right now they're on the 18. We'll move them back to the 23. Also on the line for the Bucks, starting on the line, number 51, Levi Giese. He's another senior, 6'3", 230. He's at left guard. I believe, let me double check here. The center is number 64, Caleb Lilly, a sophomore, 5'10", 250. And the right guard, number 70, John Bailey, another senior, 6', 240. Man, if you're Primus, you got to love passing behind this guy. Or these guys. All right, little toss to McQuinn. Nice read in the backfield there. The first play is made by Churchfield, able to get penetration, hold on to him, joined by Martin and Crawford to make the tackle. That looks like something the Bulldogs had seen on film, and they were ready for it. So it'll be 2nd and 19 coming up for the Bucks here. The ball's on the 28, 9:25 and counting left in the second quarter. The Bucks will come out. They love the 4 wide receiver set. They don't really use too much of a tight end regularly, but you got Mason Strong, the big senior receiver in the slot on the near side of your screen. He's going right and going deep. Primus' pass, nice deep ball there, and a beautiful catch by number 15, Keegan Klein. Senior to senior, guessing not the first time that has happened before. So Pendleton, this senior stacked team, responds quickly to the Bulldogs' second touchdown by putting their second touchdown on the board. Again, that'll be a 28-yard touchdown pass by senior quarterback Colson Primus. If you were with us at the beginning of the game, I told you he's got a nice long ball. He really puts it up there, lets his receivers run right under it, and boom, there you go. All right, the kick for the Bucks by Harrington, up and, yep, good. So that'll tie us up at 14 with 9:05 left in the second quarter. In other Eastern Oregon football news here, we'll take a look at the other schedule. Vail, who is currently ranked number 6 in the state, but I'm going to guess that a lot of people on the western side just haven't seen the Vail Viking football team play. They are 5-0, and their closest margin of victory was 23. Make that 22. 22 to LeGrand. So they beat LeGrand by 22, and that was the closest game they've had all season. So the Vail Viking program is something special down there, led by head coach Jeff Aldred, doing some great work down there. We'll take another look at some other Eastern Oregon teams here, coming up kind of the next mini commercial break, if you will. As we'd imagine, it looks like it'll be Harrington to kick. They're probably going to do a little bit of a squib. Jones has at least 3, I want to say 4 kickoff returns for touchdowns already this year. So, yep, that's about what we're going to get. Oh, okay, bounces off the hands, but that's all right. Maldonado covers it up. The Bulldogs are going to start 1st and 10 at their own 31. So this is going to be the 5th Bulldog possession. They've scored touchdowns on 2, a run by Jones and a reception by Jones. They've also had a turnover on downs and a punt. Although the punt ended in a muff, and they got the ball right back, but it still counts as a possession. All right, McCarry running into the huddle to deliver the play here. Again, 9:02 left in the second quarter, 1st and 10, ball's on their own 31. Jones is going to be on the near side of the screen. A little bit of a tight bunch at the top. Sullivan, the running back. 3-step drop across the middle, looking for Martin and just out of his reach. Play there defended by number 3, Caden Moore. Oh, excuse me, check that. That was number 9, Vance Nelson on the pass breakup for the Bucks. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Baker. If you're curious, so far it appears that Pendleton is predominantly playing some man coverage on defense. Not much of a high safety look. They definitely kind of trust their quarterbacks. The safety is really just standing over Jones. Wherever Jones goes, the safety follows. So there's no one in the middle of the field, but they're doubling Jones on every play. All right, we're going to hand it off to Sullivan. Oh, he's got a nice little hole there. Oh, just couldn't quite squeeze through, but picks up 2. And then it'll bring up 3rd and 8 for Baker. So 3rd and 8 here, I'd imagine for Baker to end up going for it on 4th down. They'd really have to get 5 or 6 yards to get it to 2 or 3. I'm guessing they're at the 33 right now. So we'll see what they get on 3rd and 8. 8:18 left in the second quarter. Jones at the bottom of the screen. Looking that way, gives a little slant to Jones. He's got some room. Can he make someone miss? Oh, he's able to break one tackle, gets around another, and tries to get over another. Jones, a big play there, picks up about 22 yards on the catch and run. Nice, well-timed delivery there by McClary. And again, the arm strength is never his problem. A nice zip in there to Jones. So the Bulldogs, 1st and 10, now on the Bucks' 47-yard line. 7:45 to go in the first, all tied up at 14. If you're just joining us, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us to watch a great high school football game. Again, these two teams competed for the league championship last season. The Bulldogs won up at the roundup, 41-34. So Pendleton, looking for a little payback here. Oh, Sullivan makes a nice cut inside. He's got a lot of room going up the middle. He's sticking it. Oh, holds on to that ball. Tough little tackle there. Touchdown saving tackle there by number 24, Miles Kennedy, the senior linebacker, 6'1", 205. But that is most likely the Bulldogs' longest rush of the season. So the line doing a heck of a job, as we mentioned earlier, creating some holes there. And if you're the Bulldogs, you don't need to lean on the run. You got one of the best receivers in the state in Jones. But if you can just get some decent chunks, you keep the linebackers honest, and if they played a safety, which the safety, again, as I mentioned, is just doubling Jones every time, that would get him in the box. But a nice 6-7 yard out by Martin. McClary delivers it on a dime down to the 20. So that's going to be about a 5-yard gain, So it'll be 2nd and 5 on the Bucks 20. A nice grab there by Martin, the Bucks defender, really all over him. Martin, the tight end for the Bulldogs, number 23. 6'1", 180 is Martin. All right, trips to the right. Jones at the bottom of the screen. A little sprint out. They're looking for Churchfield. Ooh, just out of his reach. Just out of his reach. Great play design there. You like that because you see everybody's looking at Jones and the trips on the near side of the field. You get Churchfield, a little outbreaker there. If we can deliver it on time, he might go in for the touchdown. So a good play call there. Just doesn't quite work out. But if you're the Bulldogs, it's 3rd and 5. You're feeling good here. 6:12 to go in the second quarter. Again, all tied up at 14. The Bulldogs coming out in an empty set. Jones, the bottom of the screen. Then it goes Crawford. Then Andy Richards, the tight end, followed by Sullivan and Churchfield. Jones is in motion. They're going to give it to him, see if he can make someone miss. Nice pass there by McClary. Jones using his speed. Ooh, hurdles! Oh, that is where you see the state champion hurdling ability by Jones. Another spot I would love to see the replay. But a nice job there by Jones. Going to pick up a first down, no problem. Picks up a catch and run. Actually, that might be listed as a rush. I believe that pass went backwards. So the rush of about 16 yards there for Jones brings the ball down to the 7. It'll be 1st and goal for Baker, looking to put touchdown number 3 on the board. All right, so we got Jones at the bottom of the screen, Garcia in the slot, Richards the tight end, Sullivan the back, and Churchfield top of the screen. Up to Sullivan. Looks like the ball came out, but he's going to rule that he was down. It looks like the officials are ruling that he's down. I didn't see who recovered it, but they're going to rule that he was down. So the Bulldogs might pick up a yard. They're going to go basically no gain there. So Sullivan gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 5, or 2nd and goal from the 5. 5:35 left in the second quarter. All right, Bulldogs here. The 3 wide receiver. Jones at the bottom, Crawford in the slot. Churchfield up top. Clary driving back, looking for Martin. There's a lot of contact there, no flag. So that'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 5 there. So we'll see what the Bulldogs elect to do here on 3rd and 5. Or 3rd and goal from the 5. How many times am I going to make that mistake, huh? We'll see if they can get Jones maybe like in motion, get him the ball, and see if he can run it in. So Jones, the bottom of the screen. Again, double teamed as always. Sullivan the back. Yeah. Oh, McClory's got Martin in the end zone. Yeah, baby, touchdown, Connor Martin. Number 23. Oh, there is a flag down. Flag down on the field. Let's hold that real quick. Wow, I think they're going to call the Bulldogs for offensive pass interference regarding a pick play. I think they're going to say that Jones interfered with Martin's defender. So it's going to be 10 yards, spot of the foul. So I think the foul occurred at the 3. So it's probably going to be third and goal from the 13 here, apparently. So again there, if you're not quite sure, the offensive pass interference was called on Jones for setting a quote-unquote illegal pick on Martin's defender. And the ref said that's why he ended up so wide open. So they're going to move the ball back 10 yards. And the Bulldogs will get another shot or two, but they're going to call a timeout, talk this over. Again, important play calls here coming up. So, short timeout here for the Bulldogs. We're all tied up at 14 all. 5:09 left in the second quarter. The Bulldogs, when they come out, it'll be third and goal from the 12. Another fellow member of the Greater Oregon League. Well, it's not called the Greater Oregon League, I suppose. It's the 4A 5D 5 Special District 5 is apparently the name of the league that both Ontario, or all chunk of Ontario, Baker, LeGrand, Pendleton, and also another member of that conference is Crook County out of Prineville, the Cowboys. They are starting off the year strong. They are 4-0, ranked number 5 in OSAA. Most recently, they had a 25-0 victory over Gladstone. They've taken down Malala, Ashland by 3, and a big win over Estacada. So, Crook County, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with in this conference. And if they're listening to my broadcast, all my talk about McGinn and Jones, I'm sure they've got someone on their team saying, this guy doesn't know any of our guys. So, fair point there, Cowboys fans, if you're out there listening. I'm sure they've got somebody that's going to compete for Player of the Year in our league. All right, back to some action here. It's third and goal from the 12. Trips left. Jones top of the screen. Looks like you got some movement there, but did the defender cross before the offender? They did not. False start. So it'll move him back another 5 yards. It'll be at the 17 now, third and goal. So again here, if you're Baker, you'd love to get at least maybe half of this and then save the other half for fourth down. I'm not sure how close they need to get for a field goal opportunity. Maldonado's PAT has looked pretty solid, but again, I'm not sure. We'll see what they elect to do if that happens. But right now, they're at the 17 and goal. Empty backfield. Jones is at the top of the screen. McClory trying to get through. He's got a man behind him, and he's taken down at the 30. So the Bulldogs, after getting down to the 5, end up back at the 30. The Bulldogs, we do have an injured player down. So we'll just take a moment here. Again, the most important thing, especially at the high school level, is you want to see all these kids go through the game healthy. Again, if you're out there and just joining us, there is an injury on the field. There's about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's all tied up at 14. Again, we've got an injury on the field. Again, if you're still watching with us, still have the injury on the field. About 5 minutes left in the second quarter. I think it's going to be a little bit longer as well. All right. The players have gotten back on the field to warm up a little bit here. Obviously not going to speculate on any injuries. The injured player, though, was number 20, John Garcia. As an announcer, you don't really want to make too many comments, but I went back and watched the replay, and he was hit by a Pendleton defender. As he was coming across the middle, the quarterback had the ball. Garcia wasn't looking at the defender, obviously, and the defender just pretended like he had the ball. So you hate to see players injured on plays like that, but here we are. No penalty was called on the play either, but again, that's not the important thing. Right now, we're all keeping John in our prayers and thoughts. He was taken off by ambulance, so we know he is in great hands. And we only wish him the best. But again, not the type of play you like to see someone injured on. You don't want to call it a cheap shot, but there's really nothing else you could say if you go back and look at that replay. All right, so we're getting back to football now. There's 4:58 left in the second quarter. It's going to be 4th and 30 for the Bulldogs, or 4th and goal. As they come out, it's going to be Jones at the bottom of the screen, Crawford in the slot, and Churchfield up top. Little screen to Jones. He's got some room. Let's see if he can make something happen. Make something happen. Don't give him a bad block. Through the hole. Through the hole. Get through there, Rashawn. Yes, sir. Rashawn Jones. Touchdown number 3. Takes a knee, and I know he's saying a prayer for his buddy John Garcia, as we all are. Again, if we could keep him in our thoughts, send him his best energy or prayers, whatever works for you. We want nothing but the best for John, who is an absolutely outstanding human being. But Jones makes a wonderful play there to score the touchdown. A little revenge, a little justification after that hit. So Maldonado look to put the Bulldogs up by 7. Looks good. They say no. So it'll leave the score at 20-14, 4:47 left in the second quarter. While we're here, let's just hit up a few more of our wonderful sponsors. Again, the reason why we're able to broadcast this here, the Baker home games, the LeGrand home games, and the Pendleton home games, are strictly because of these sponsors. They say, we want to help our community. We want to offer this for these kids and for the families and everybody out there watching. So our next sponsor is OTEC. Our friends at Oregon Trail Electric Co-op want to help to power our future. That's right. Whether you're interested in becoming a lineman, learning a trade, or attending a college, OTEC has scholarships which might be right for you. There's even a 4-year scholarship which pays for all tuition and fees at EOU. Visit otech.coop/scholarships to learn more. OTEC, again, another one of our big sponsors, allowing us to bring these games to you. So it'll be the Bulldogs to kick here. Maldonado to kick. Strong and Klein. Deep to receive. It's going to be Strong to return. I'm going to try and get outside. He's got some room. Stepped out of bounds. The ref didn't quite see it, but he's going to go. That's going to be Mason Strong. The touchdown for the Bucks. I'm right here on the sideline. I saw a foot out of bounds, but the ref didn't see it. So they're going to take it to the house. Kicks up and good. All right. Bulldogs set to kick, no doubt. Not going to kick it to Jones, so they're just going to squib it, see what they can do. Maybe they're going to kick it deep. Who knows? Nope, squib. Crawford's going to return it. Able to make a few people miss out to the 17. Again, I apologize for the lack of emotion of late. That injury was not something you like to see, especially the way it happened. But let's get back in the game. Just like the players got to get back in the game, I got to get back in the game as well. So here we are. Pendleton 21, Bulldogs 20, 4:30 left in the second quarter. Again, if you want to see the injury replay, you can scroll back on YouTube and see how that happened. Pretty clear shot. All right, let's see what the Bulldogs can do now. 1st and 10. McClory in the backfield, trips to the left. Jones at the top of the screen. Maldonado, and then Crawford. Try and run a screen to Jones. Makes a couple, 3 tackles miss. And finally, the 4th person brings him out of bounds after a gain of about 7 on the quick screen.
Pass complete to Jones for a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
All right, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 3, 4:24 left in the second quarter. Bulldogs trail by a single point. 3 wide receiver set. Jones to the near side. Double teamed as always. Up at the top of the screen, looks like you got Churchfield and Crawford running on the screen. We got 2 flags flying, probably a roughing the passer, but Jones is having himself a game. Cannot be brought down. Another questionable hit, again, in this announcer's opinion, on the quarterback by a Pendleton Buck. The quarterback, McClory, injured and down after another hit. This one, however, is going to be called a penalty. Once again, after that hit, we'll take a little breather here while they attend to the injured player. Yep. Well, as you heard there was 2 fouls on Pendleton. One, a holding on the defense, which is declined, and the other, the obvious, roughing the passer. So it'll be a first down for the Bulldogs, but again, the more concerning thing is another player injured after an illegal Pendleton hit. This might be another slightly extended timeout as well. McClory, the quarterback, walking off under his own power, but being helped off as well. All right, so as we're getting ready here, looks like the Bulldogs might put Jones in at quarterback. So as the Bulldogs come out, it looks like it's not going to be Jones. I think they're going to send in the freshman quarterback, Tucker Reed, number 13. So there's 4:15 left in the second quarter. The Bucks lead 21-20. And there you see number 13, the freshman Tucker Reed, taking over the helm for the injured Jake McClory. After the roughing the passer penalty, the Bulldogs will take over at the Bucks 44, 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers. Jones at the bottom of the screen. Martin in motion. Crawford and Churchfield up top. They're going to hand it off to Sullivan. He's got a few little rooms there. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play. And another flag now thrown. We'll see who that's on. It was thrown by the white hat. Penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct on Pendleton. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. End of the run. So that will make it another Bulldog first down. The unsportsmanlike foul was called on number 7. Number 7's the same player with the illegal hit that was not called on Garcia, who was taken off the field in an ambulance. So I think the official trying to get a hold here and make sure these players are playing the game the right way. So Bulldogs 1st and 10 at the 24. Jones at the bottom of the screen getting doubled. Martin in motion. Crawford in the slot. Maldonado at the top of the screen. Handed off to Sullivan. Bounces it outside. Cuts it back in. He's got a nice little gain there. Again, excellent work there by the Bulldogs. Picking up about a gain of 8. So that'll be 2nd and 2. The ball's going to be at the 16. The Bulldogs down by 1. Clock is running 3:08 and going. The Bulldogs coming out in their 3 wide receiver set. Jones at the bottom of the screen. Crawford in the slot. And Churchfield up top. Martin the tight end. Tucker Reed, the freshman quarterback, doing a nice job so far. Hands it off to Sullivan. Sullivan's going to try and make a man miss. He's able to get through to break the tackle. He's out for a first down. Looks like he's down to about the 8-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal for Baker. An update on the Bulldog quarterback, Jake McClary. He's being taken out of the stadium. And I think it's fair to assume he will not return tonight. All right, so 1st and goal from the 8, 2:20, clock's running, 2nd quarter remaining, score $21, Baker 20. They're going to hand it off to Sullivan. He's got it outside. He's going to race to the end zone. He's going to get there. He's going to get there. Touchdown, Baker. Jimmy Sullivan, the 8-yard touchdown run, and Sullivan had at least 30 yards on that drive. The Bulldogs line doing some work. And if you ask me, their sideline is extra rowdy. Their team is fired up after those 2 hits of the Bucks. So it's going to be Maldonado to kick the extra point. Not going to go for 2, just taking the points here in the 2nd quarter. Is probably the smart play. Kick up and good. So that brings the score to 27 for Baker. The Pendleton Bucks 21. There's 2:09 left in the 2nd quarter. All right, let's get us our final sponsor in Eastern Oregon University. We got 2 more. I'm going to do them real quick here. Eastern Oregon University, founded in 1929 as a teacher's college, and today serves as the Center for Education, Culture, and Scholarship in rural areas of Oregon. At EOU, students receive personal attention from their professors while building strong relationships with peers and mentors. For more information about Eastern Oregon University and their programs, go to eou.edu today. All right, the Bulldogs here, set to kick. Maldonado to kick. Strong and Klein deep to receive for the Bucks. Strong's going to return it. Slips at the 26, and the Bucks will begin their possession there.
and 10 at the 26-yard line.
All right, let's see what the Bucks do on this possession. Like I said, 2:06 left in the quarter. Bulldogs 27, Bucks 21, 1st and 10 on their own 27. 2:06 left in the second quarter. Trips left, they might do a pitch left as well. Let's see. Nope, they're going to do a little fake, going back to the right. Broken up nicely there by Maldonado. Penalty in the backfield at the location of a hold, but we will see. Looks like a personal foul of some kind. We'll see which team it's on. That last pass intended for Strong, as I mentioned, broken up nicely by Maldonado. So the personal foul is going to be called against the Bucks. It'll be half the distance from the goal, given the spot of the foul. All right, so that's going to push them back to about the 13, I think. Let's double check. They might put them at the 14. Yep, at the 14. So 1st and 23 for the Bucks at the 14. 1:58 clock is running. Primus back to pass, lobs it up, and over the head of Strong. Incomplete pass. So that'll bring up 2nd and 23 now for the Bucks. 1:53 left in the second quarter. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass. In between these plays here, real quick, let me get our final sponsor, located right here in Baker City. Gray's West Funeral Home is renowned, along with their Pioneer Chapel, after more than 90 years of excellence. They provide unparalleled personal service, unmatched facilities, and guaranteed value to every family that calls upon our family. They're located right here in Baker City, 1500 Dewey Avenue, 541-523-3677, or grayswestco.com. Primus dropping deep to pass. Looks like he's setting up a screen. Nothing there. Nicely defended by the Bulldogs. That'll bring up 3rd and 23. If you're out there thinking, man, that's pretty great that these 4 sponsors, Hobby Habit in LeGrand, Gray's West Funeral Home here in Baker City, OTEC, spreading all over Eastern Oregon, and EOU, that's great that they're donating funding to help the kids have this opportunity to be seen by family all over the world. If you yourself would like to chip in even $5 to help EO Alive continue their coverage of high school sports, you can go to eoa.network and donate anything you can. Again, even $1, that's great. We're here. We want to make sure we give these kids the best experience along with their families. Here we go. Primus deep, dropping back, throws it up. It looks like it could be intercepted. Nope. Knocked away there by number 2, Alex Brown. So that's going to be 4th and 23. Ball's on the Pendleton 14. 1:39 left in the second quarter. Clock is stopped. You'd imagine they would punt here. If so, Jones is deep. We'll see if they allow him to return it at all. The punter for the Bucks is their quarterback, Primus. He drops about 8 yards back for the punt. Kicks up and high punt. Jones is going to receive it. He's got some room. Let's see if he makes something happen. He sees a hole and he's through. Stiff arm. Gets around 77. No problem. Couple people to beat. Cuts it back inside. You better believe it. Rashawn Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, this kid, I said it last time, this kid is special. This kid is special. You cannot kick to him. I believe that's his 5th kick return for a touchdown. Gives Baker a 33-21 lead with 1:21 to go. We'll look to add the extra point here. And if you don't know Rashawn Jones, I can tell you this, nobody is going to outwork that kid. These summers, he was working out 3 times a day, doing all he could, going to camps left and right, and this kid is special. It is a privilege to be able to watch him. All right, Jones the hold. Maldonado's kick is up and blocked. So the kick is blocked, which means the Bulldogs will just keep a 12-point lead, 33-21, with 1:21 left in the second quarter after the Rashawn Jones punt return. Again, if you're just joining us, the Bulldogs have lost a wide receiver and quarterback due to injury, both on highly questionable hits. But I can tell you the sideline energy is significantly higher than it was in the beginning of the game. And these kids have something to prove. And you know they are playing for both John and Jake. Maldonado's kick is deep. Be 15 for Pendleton to return. Seeing if he can find anyone. Got a few spots and brought down nicely there by the Bulldogs. Number 59 is going to be Lewis Jules, the big tackle on special teams. So the Bucks are going to take over 1st and 10 with 1:15 left in the second quarter. Again, 1:15 left in the second quarter. Ball's on their own 40. Four wide receiver set for the Bucks. Primus pass incomplete. Intended for number 15, Klein. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bucks. 1:10 now left in the second quarter. Clock is stopped. Bulldogs up 33-21. Four wide receiver set, Strong in the slot on the near side. Primus looking for him, going for an out and up, and nothing. So that's incomplete. So that'll be 3rd and 10. The Bucks were asking for a little bit of interference there, but Strong just ran into the quarterback. The quarterback did not move in front of him, and so therefore no penalty was called. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Bucks. 1:03 left in the second quarter. Little screen here to Klein. Bulldogs going to try and get him out of bounds. They do. It's about the 37 of Baker after picking up about a gain of 22 there for Pendleton. That was Klein, the reception. Bucks 4 wide receiver set. Primus, the quarterback. Drops back, a little 5-yard, 6-7-yard little toss. They get it out of bounds, brought down. It's going to be about a gain of 9 there. So probably 2nd and 1. There's 48.9 seconds left in the second quarter. Clock is stopped. They're going to give him 2nd and 2, so an 8-yard gain there. All right, so 2nd and 2, balls on the 29, 49 seconds left. Trips to the left, strong. Nope. Flag. Going to be a delay of game on the Bucks. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. They're going to repeat 2nd down, so it'll be 2nd and 7. The ball's going to be at the 34. Still 49 seconds left to go in the second. Clock stopped. They coming out in the same formation. Trips left. Their main receiver, Strong, is in the middle on the bottom of the screen. They're looking for him on an out. Nope, they're going to go for a little hitch. No good. So incomplete there for Primus. Looking for Klein, a little bit behind him. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 now. 45 seconds to go. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. All right, so 3rd and 7, 45 seconds to go. 4 wide receiver set. Primus looking up top. I think he's looking for Klein. And he's going to get it for a touchdown. Primus to Klein. Touchdown. Same play they scored on earlier in the half. So the Bucks will line up for the PAT with 39 seconds left to try and make it a 5-point game. Currently it's 33-27. We'll see if they can hit the 28. Kick's good. So 28. So a 5-point lead for the Bulldogs with 39.3 seconds left in the second quarter. Excuse me. If you're just joining us and you're wondering to yourself, man, how is it still the second quarter? We had a significant injury, timeout. And obviously lots of points being scored here. Just as an FYI, tonight there will not be any sort of halftime show or halftime broadcasting, any interviews, anything like that. So for halftime, you'll have 15 minutes. Grab yourself a snack, something to drink, get yourself comfortable. Tell your friends that they're missing a really good game and that they ought to tune in for the second half. And come on back and join me and these two teams as we see what happens. But we're not to the second half yet. We still got 40 seconds left. They got a kick. They're not going to kick to Jones. They're going to squib it, and it is essentially covered at the 30 by number 4 there for Baker, Daniel Maldonado. Again, that's kind of a spot like you don't mind taking the knee right there because you want to save the clock as opposed to get a few yards, wasting a few seconds. So we'll see what happens here, what the Bulldogs elect to do. Again, the Bulldogs now being led by the freshman quarterback, number 13, Tucker Reed. McClary was injured on a roughing the passer penalty and has since been taken out of the stadium. So, Reed in the backfield, tight formation. Jones the near side with Martin. Bulldogs are just going to take a knee. Again, you got 35 seconds here, and the clock is running. They say, we'll take our 5-point lead, go to the half, and take it from there. So, as the final 20 seconds roll off the clock, at halftime, we got the Bulldogs 33, the Bucks 28. I believe the Bucks are going to receive the second half kick. Again, we'll keep the camera on the scoreboard for you so you kind of see how much time we got until halftime begins. Thank you again so much for joining us here on EO Alive TV. We sincerely appreciate it. My name's Jesse Taub. We will be back in about 15 minutes with some second half action. right, welcome back to second half action, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting set for kickoff. It's going to be the Pendleton Bucks on the return. I apologize for my frustration in the first half. Again, as somebody who knows some of these Baker players, it's hard to see them get hurt. The injury, for those that think I was kind of stretching the truth, takes place at 1 hour and 5 minutes into the game. You can take a look yourself and see if I was exaggerating. All right, anyway, we're done with that. Maldonado's kick deep to 15. Klein for the Bucks to return. Brought down at about the 40-yard line. 40-yard line will be 1st and 10 Bucks. Bulldogs on top, 33-28.
Takes over 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line.
All right, let's see. Pendleton comes out. Their typical 4 wide receiver set. McGinn, their star running back in the backfield. Primus, the quarterback, is senior and strong, the far side in the slot. Handoff to McGinn. Martin chasing, not seeing anyone. Looks like tackle made by Alex Brown. Shoves him out of bounds there, close to the first down. Not quite sure if they're going to give it to him or not. Nope, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. Pushed out after an 8-yard gain there by McGinn. So 2nd and 2 ball on the 48, 11-48. We're just starting the second half. Primus back, drops a little 10-yard out to number 3 there. Caden Moore successfully caught for a first down. Picks up about 10 yards there. Again, if you're just joining us for the second half, we want to welcome you and thank you for joining us here. If you didn't know, tonight's game is a little bit different. We are unable to have instant replays, in part because this game got rescheduled for tonight, as typically it was supposed to be on a Friday. If you're curious why it got rescheduled, Eastern Oregon is short officials, so each week some teams are going to have to play on Thursday. All right, back to the action. McGinn, the carry. Gets a handful of yards. Some nice, tough running there by McGinn, but there is a flag down and another Bulldog injury down.
Ted McLean with the 20-yard gain.
So we'll see what the flag is. So holding is going to be the call against Pendleton, number 75. It'll be a spot foul, though, so I think it's only going to make it about 2nd and maybe 15 instead of the usual 1st and 20. So 1st and 15 for Pendleton after the 10-yard holding penalty that took place a little bit downfield. Again, their 4 wide receiver set. Primus, the quarterback. McGinn behind him, strong in the far slot. They're going to hand it to McGinn up the middle. The Bulldogs able to bring him down after about a gain of 7. Tackled by number 51, Christopher Entrikin, big senior lineman and captain for Baker. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Clock running at 10:45 left in the third quarter. All right, so on 2nd and 7, Primus in the backfield, hands it off to McGinn. Nope, they're going play action out to Klein, number 15. Looks like a good toss and catch. Going to pick up about 4 yards. So that'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bucks as they march on their first drive of the second half here. All right, two running backs in the backfield. They're going to give it to McGinn on the trap. Cuts up the middle, makes a couple people miss, and brought down after a gain of about 8. That'll be a first down for the Bucks. Brought down by the Bulldogs, number 82. That's going to be Cater Daniels. All right, coming out again, 2 backs in the backfield, both Nelson and McGinn. We'll see what they like to do. They give it to Nelson. Now they're got a flag here before the snap. I think it's going to be a false start on the Bucks. So that'll move the Bucks back 5 yards, but keep it at first down. It'll be 1st and 15. Now the ball's on the 31. Again, Baker up 33-28. We're 2 minutes into the third quarter. All right, Wildcat formation here. McGinn's going to take the snap. He's going to keep run and block with 2 blockers on the outside. Going to be pushed up by Jones there and brought down after about a gain of 4. So the Wildcat formation picks up almost all of the penalty yardage back. It's going to be 2nd and 11 now. Ball at about the 26, I believe, of the Bulldogs. 8:47 on the clock. Primus returns, have their standard, looks like a 3 wide receiver set with a tight end this time. Again, McGinn, the back behind, the big receiver strong in the slot. Little play action wheel, they're looking for 9. He's got it out of the backfield, tries to make a man miss, but brought down out of bounds by number 5, Gavin Combs. That was Vance Nelson on the reception. He's going to take it enough, clearly, for a first down, and they'll bring it all the way down, I believe, to about the 10. They're going to put it at the 11. Okay, so it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 11. The Bucks can pick up a first down on the 1, or at the 1. All right, 4 wide receiver set, trips to the left, might throw a little screen here to Strong, we'll see. Yep, nope, they're going to do a little cross. No, a little punch. Picks up about 5 yards, I want to say, maybe about 4. Anyway, Primus's pass was complete there to number 15, Keegan Klein. Klein has 2 receiving touchdowns on the evening. Both long passes, 40-plus by Primus. The last one was right at the end of the first half and brought the Bucks to within 5. All right, 2nd and 5 from the 6. 8:06 remaining in the third. They're going to hand it off to McGinn. Up the middle, he makes a man or 2 miss, and McGinn in the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the evening. So that puts the Bucks ahead 34-33, pending the PAT. So far, the Bucks are 4 out of 4 on their PAT attempts, gone for 1 every time. But this time, they might be going for 2. They want to stretch that lead to 3. Looks like Primus in the backfield. Yep. So they're definitely going for 2. Trips to the right. Kind of same. Nope. Yeah, trips to the left. Excuse me, the top of the screen. McGinn the back. They're going to bring him in tight. A little toss. Throw back to the quarterback. And got it. So the 2-point conversion is good for the Bucks. They take the lead 36-33 with 8:01 left in the third. Again, the reason why we are able to bring you this coverage is simply because of 4 sponsors throughout Eastern Oregon that have kind of stepped up to the plate and ensured that these broadcasts could be available for all the home Pendleton games, the home LeGrand games, and the home Baker games. For those Pendleton fans out there, you'll probably be happy to know that I only announce the Baker home games. And I think you guys would be welcome to have an announcer if you would desire on your home games. So anyway, we'll see some action here now. If the Bucks decide to kick to Jones, they haven't yet. They did on one punt, and he returned it for a touchdown, but we'll see what they decide to do here on the kickoff. Angling the kick. Bobbled and recovered by the Bucks. So the Bucks are going to take over, 1st and 10 on the Baker 47 after the onside recovery, or the squib recovery. Not your typical onside kick, but it works all the same. All right, trips to the right for the Bucks. Strong in the middle, on the bottom of the screen. Primus going to roll out, looking for Strong. Intercepted there by the Bulldogs. That's number 3, Logan Crawford. The pick on Primus intended for Strong on an out there. Crawford steps up, picks it off, and the Bulldogs are back in business after the muffed kickoff. So this will be the Bulldogs' first possession of the second half. It's 1st and 10. Ball's on the 38. And again, it's Tucker Reed, the freshman quarterback, in the backfield. He'll be with Sullivan as the running back. We got trips to the near side, Jones, Churchfield, and Crawford. Going to run a quick screen to Jones. He's going to be wrapped up at the point of attack. Loses about 2 or 3 yards. They're going to make him lose 3 or 4. Maybe it's 4. So send him back 4 yards. So that'll be 2nd and 14. Now ball's on the 34. 7:30 remaining in the third. Clock running. Again, at the beginning of the game, we talked about some keys to the game for the Bucks, and one of them on defense was to contain Jones, and what they did right there is exactly what you'd like to see if you're a Bucks fan. All right, 3 wide receivers per usual. Jones, the top of the screen. Only single covered this time. We'll see if Reed elects to go, or if the Bulldogs want to keep it on the ground with their freshman quarterback. They do. Sullivan up the middle, handful of yards, then brought down by the Bucks after a gain of 8. All right, so it'll be 3rd and 5, about 6:40 to go in the third. 3 wide receivers, Churchfield, the near side, Crawford in the slot, and Jones up top, being double covered this time. The Bucks, Reed rolls, makes a nice throw to Jones, who makes the catch, slips, but he does have enough for the first down after a gain of 8. Ball's right at the 50, so it'll make another 1st and 10 for Baker. 6:25 to go. All right, so Reed able to complete his first pass of the game. Again, the freshman got a strong arm. He's going to run a little quarterback keeper. Nowhere to go. Wrapped up in the backfield. That'll be a loss of about 6. And one of the keys to the game for the Bulldogs was to avoid falling behind the chains or behind schedule. So we'll see what they elect to do here on 2nd and 17. All right, and it looks like Baker is going to take their first time out of the half. And while they do that, well, let's highlight another one of our sponsors. Hobby Habit, you heard me mention them in the first half. They're located in LeGrand, and at Hobby Habit in LeGrand right now, you get Traxxas RC cars are hot. You can buy 2 TRX 4MTs for $300. That's $100 off, or you can buy a Traxxas BL2 and get an $80 LiPo battery and USB-C charger for free. Go see them, check them out. 411 First Street in LeGrand, Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it. Again, maybe you're telling yourself, well, I don't live in LeGrand. What can I do there? Well, next time you drive through, we're always driving through each other's towns, stop in Hobby Habit, see if you can pick anything up, tell them thanks, and you appreciate them supporting local athletics and really these kids, giving them the opportunity to be seen, streamed all throughout Eastern Oregon and to their family members all around the country. So a great service by our 4 sponsors, Hobby Habit, Grays West Funeral Home, OTEC, and EOU. All right, so out of the timeout, when the Bulldogs come out, there's going to be 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half. They're down 3, 36-33, Bucks with the lead. 2nd and 17, ball's on the 43. Reed, the quarterback. Jones is at the top of the screen by himself. Looking on a little roll. Going to try and out to Jones. Not seeing it. And Reed is going to be brought down. Again, he's looking for Jones there. Didn't really have anything that he liked. Held onto the ball a little bit. And the Bucks make the play. So it'll be about another loss of 8. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 25. Ball's on the 35. See what the Bulldogs elect to do here. Looks like they're going to go trips right. Maldonado, Jones, Crawford. Reed's going to throw it up to Jones, see if he can run under it. Just out of reach. Incomplete. Good ball there by Reed. We got a penalty flag in the backfield. We'll see what that is. So the penalty is going to be a block below the waist on Baker, but Pendleton's going to decline it, bring up 4th down and long, and the Bulldogs will undoubtedly punt. All right, so Jones is going to be deep to kick. It's going to be Klein to receive for the Bucks. A little trouble with the snap. Jones is going to try and get out of it here, see what he can do. He's going to try and cut it. Not going to get too much, but he does pick up some yards. So Pendleton is going to take over there. They'll have 1st and 10, I believe, at the Baker 42. We'll see where they officially spot it here. Pendleton takes over at the Baker Bulldog 42 yard line. So the Bucks with a 3-point lead, 4:30 left in the 3rd. 1st and 10, balls on the Bulldog 42. Primus in the backfield, Strong in the slot near side. McGinn, the running back, they're going to hand it up to him. He's got some room up the middle, going to try and bounce it outside. He does successfully, and you see if he's going to make it all the way. He is. So McGinn into the end zone, his 3rd touchdown, the 2nd of the half. And that will put Pendleton at 42-33, pending the extra point. The PAT is good. So with 4:20 left in the third quarter, the Bucks are up by 10, 43-33. Another one of our great sponsors here that really make this happen is Gray's West Funeral Home. Gray's West and Company, their Pioneer Chapel is renowned after more than 90 years of excellence. They provide unparalleled personal service, unmatched facility, and guaranteed value to every family that calls upon their family. They're located right here in Baker City, 1500 Dewey Avenue. 541-523-3677, or you can visit them online at grayswestco.com. Again, our sponsors, Hobby Habit, Gray's West Funeral, OTEC, and EOU, making all of this possible. And again, if you're out there thinking like, oh, that's pretty great that they're out there supporting these kids, and you'd like to do the same, even if it's just $1 or $5, whatever you can afford, you can head to eoa.network, where you can donate and help support these kids. And for you Pendleton fans out there, don't worry, none of those donations go to pay my salary. I do this for free. So there you go. Everything is going to helping these kids across Eastern Oregon. All right, Pendleton once again going to do the squib. A little bit of trouble once again, but the Bulldogs recover at about the 41-yard line. So down by 10, Bulldogs will come out. This is going to be their second possession of the second half. Pendleton scored touchdowns on both of theirs, both on long runs by their all-star running back McGinn, the junior. All right, so the Bulldogs come out. They're typical three-wide receiver set. You got Jones at the top of the screen, Crawford in the slot, Maldonado at the bottom. Looks like Wellman is the back. Jones is in motion, a little toss to him. He's going to try and cut it up inside, see if he can make a few people miss. Just gets tripped up and then finally brought down after a gain of 15. He's tackled at the Bucks 49. So that'll be another 1st and 10 for Baker. Again, for Baker right now, out there starting quarterback, Tucker Reed, the freshman, got a great arm. But again, as a freshman, limited experience. They got to kind of simplify the playbook, I'd imagine. Get him moving, making some easy plays. All right, so Baker, 3 wide receivers. Wellman is the back. Richards, the tight end. Martin has been injured and will not return as well. Wellman's going to be tackled in the backfield by the Bucks after about a loss of 4. So the Bulldogs out one of their starting wide receivers, their starting quarterback, and their starting tight end here with 3:33 left in the third quarter. The Bucks with the 10-point lead, 2nd and 14 coming up here for Baker. All right, 3 wide receiver set per usual. Jones at the top of the screen, Crawford in the slot, Maldonado at the bottom of your screen. Reed's going to throw it out, screen Crawford. Didn't quite get there, and we got a flag after the incomplete pass. So the call is a blindside block on Pendleton. All right, so it looks like the 10-yard penalty is going to move the ball. It's not enough for a first down because of the first down loss on the run. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for Baker here. Bulldogs going to try and run there with Wellman. They're stopped at the line by the Bucks, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 4. There is 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Clock is running. Baker on the Bucks 38. Oh, they're going to give him a yard, so we're going to go 3rd and 3, not 3rd and 4. So Reed, the quarterback, in the backfield with Wellman. Jones, the top of the screen. Maldonado on the bottom. Crawford in the slot. It's going to be Richards in motion as the tight end. They're going to run a little bit of a quarterback keeper here by Tucker Reed, and he's going to be close to the first down. We'll see if they decide to give it to him. It's right at that line. It looks like it's enough, but it's going to depend on the spot. And let's see if they're going to measure or what. Looks like the white hat's coming across. Going to be a first down. All right, so first down. Again, the Bulldogs had to get to the Pendleton 34. The tip of the ball is past the 34, and that's what the white hat was looking at. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Baker. 1:53 on the clock. Pendleton up by 10, 43-33. Baker comes out. Same formation. Jones is at the top of the screen with Crawford. Wellman the back, going to get the handoff. Tries to make something happen, but is going to be brought down by the Bucks for a loss of 1. So it'll make it 2nd and 11 here for Baker. All right, 1:10 now left in the third. Clock is running at the moment. So Reed, the quarterback, he's got Jones in the backfield in this formation. Top side is Crawford, then Richards. Wellman, they're going to run a little option to Jones, see if he can beat him outside. He gets around a couple. Is he going to be able to cut it back? He is, but then he's going to be brought down at about the 16-yard line, but not before another Baker Bulldog first down. So Baker making their way down the field. 42 seconds left in the third quarter here. Again, Tucker Reed, the freshman quarterback at the helm. Quinn Wellman, number 21, is a sophomore running back. A little tight formation here. Jones is at the top along with Richards. Reed looking, going to throw it across the middle for Crawford. He's got some space. See if he can make a man miss. He's getting a couple of them. He gets back upfield and definitely enough for a first down, but he's brought down before he gets to the end zone. Looks like he's brought down at about the 2-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal at the 2. Nice pass there by Reed to find Crawford on the cross. We'll see if the Bulldogs get another play off or if we're going to have to walk the 96 yards to the other 2-yard line. 9 seconds left in the quarter. Clock is running. Looks like they're just going to be content to go to the other end of the field. All right, so with that, after the third quarter, there is a score: Pendleton 43, Baker 33, but the Bulldogs looking to put another touchdown on the board as their 1st and goal from the 2 as we begin the fourth quarter. You've heard me mention them a bunch, but again, I can't mention our sponsors enough. Our next OTEC. Your friends at Oregon Trail Electric Co-op want to help power your future. That's right. Whether you're interested in becoming a lineman, learning a trade, or attending college, OTEC has scholarships which might be right for you. There's even a 4-year scholarship which pays for all tuition and fees at EOU every year. You can visit otech.coop/scholarships to learn more. I know a handful of previous graduates who have been fortunate enough to receive the OTEC scholarship. They do a wonderful job spreading out all their support amongst students from all different high schools and all across Eastern Oregon with scholarships. So we want to thank them again, OTEC, one of our great sponsors. All right, so looks like we're about to begin the fourth quarter here. Again, the Bucks are on top by 10, 43-33, but the Bulldogs looking to punch one in. First and goal from the 2. Looks like Jones on the near side with Crawford in the slot. Sullivan in the backfield, but there's going to be a false start. So a 5-yard penalty. The referee pointed the wrong way on that, but it's a false start on the Bulldogs. So now it's going to be first and goal at the 7. Looks like they're going to stay in the same formation here. Jones the near side, Crawford in the slot, Maldonado up top. They're going to run a little quarterback draw with Reed. Picks up maybe a yard or 2. I think they might have got him up to the 5. So we're going to say second and goal from the 5 here. 11:42 left in the game, left in this fourth quarter. All right, so second and goal here. 3 wide receivers. Jones on the near side here. Gonna roll, looking for Jones on the out, and he's got it. Tucker Reed, his first passing touchdown of his Baker Bulldog career. Good for him. Freshman Tucker Reed, his first touchdown pass of his career. And fittingly, the touchdown goes to Jones. I believe this is his 5th. Jones's 5th touchdown, 4th or 5th. He had a rushing. I think he's had 2 receiving, 1 kick return. But not sure the other score. Anyway, so the Bulldogs here trying to close the gap to within 3 with the PAT, an important PAT here. Maldonado to kick, Jones to hold. Good snap, good hold, kick up, and good, I think. Yep. So, Bulldogs pull within 3 with a touchdown on their second possession of the second half, marching all the way down the field. But the Bucks offense is rolling at the moment. So, we'll see if the Baker defense can step up and stop their big rushing machine. Tug McGinn, excuse me. Apologies there. Again, if you've been watching the Bucks play at all this year, McQuinn, I would imagine, is averaging close to 200 yards rushing a game, perhaps even more. Just from who I have seen, as I mentioned, both McGinn and Jones seem to be the most explosive players in the league. But, as I mentioned in the first half, I haven't had the opportunity to watch Crook County, who is ranked number 5 in state and a perfect undefeated record. So we will say that pending the Cowboys. But either way, another great game between these two schools. They fought for the league championship last year in November up at the Roundup, and the Bulldogs were able to come away with a 41-34 win. So Pendleton undoubtedly hoping for some revenge here. So Strong's going to take the kick. Brought down fairly quickly, but he does get a good return out to the 35. Brought down by the Bulldogs, number 59, Lewis Jules, his second special teams tackle this half. So Jules making his impact felt. Jules, a offensive lineman for Baker. I believe he is their center. Plays a little special teams as well. All right, so the Bulldog defense goes back on the field. The Buck offense, who is hot and rolling on the field. There are 3 wide receivers here. Again, Strong, their top receiver. The senior is in the slot. They're going to hand it off to McGinn. He's making a couple people miss, trying to bounce it outside, but he's brought down by Crawford there after about a gain of 9.5. They might just give him the first down. Yeah, they're just going to give him the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bucks. I believe they're going to. Yeah, now they're moving the chains. So a 10-yard rush to begin the drive for the Bucks as they look to extend their lead to double digits. They're up 43-40 right now, 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They're on their own 45. 4 wide receivers. They're going to give it to the big man again in the minute. Ooh, brought down after a 1-yard gain there by Sullivan. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 now for the Bucks. Clock rolling with 10:40 to go. All right, Pendleton comes out, 3 wide receiver set. Strong in the slot. McGinn the back. Primus in the pistol. Gonna hand it off. Ooh, they got a little bit of room. Oh, closed rather quickly there by the Bulldogs. But they are able to get a gain of 4, so it's gonna bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bucks. They're at midfield exactly here, so I'd imagine if they get at least a couple more yards, and even if they don't, they might go for it on 4th down regardless. Just how their offense has been playing in the second half. The Bulldogs were able to kind of stuff them a little bit in the first quarter, but since then they've kind of really just been rolling, and it's just been a bit of a shootout. Okay, trips to the right. Primus looks right. Is he going for strong? He's coming short. And looks like the catch is going to be made. Yes, catch is made there for a gain of 5, which is going to make enough for another Bucks first down. So they're at the Baker 45. Pick up the exact right amount for the first down. And we got 1st and 10 now. Three wide receivers for the Bucks. Strong in the slot per usual. McGinn in the backfield. Motion, little trap here for McGinn as he hops over a guy and tries to get out. And this is what he does best. We're running to the house. Per usual, touchdown Quinn McGinn. Excuse me. Tug McQuinn, I'm sorry. Tug McQuinn. His 3rd of the half, I want to say his 4th overall, perhaps his 5th overall, but having himself a game per usual. I'd love to know the touchdown total for 32 there, because I imagine, geez, even in the 5th game, he's got to be close to like 15, 16, maybe even 20 touchdowns at this point. He is a touchdown machine. Anyway, PAT here for the Bucks to get it back to 10. Looks good to me. Yep, it's good. So the Bucks back up by 10, 50-40, 9:07 to go in the 4th quarter. Another one of our great sponsors here, Eastern Oregon University. They were founded in 1929 as a teacher's college and today serves as a center for education, culture, and scholarship in rural areas of Oregon. At EOU, students receive personal attention from their professors while building strong relationships with peers and mentors. For more information about Eastern Oregon University and all their programs they offer, go to eou.edu today. Once again, Hobby Habit in LeGrand, Grays West Funeral Home here in Baker City, OTEC serving all of us, along with EOU in Eastern Oregon. Our 4 sponsors, could not do it without them. All right, so the Bucks set to kick. They will undoubtedly do some sort of squib slash onside, so they don't kick to Jones. They're going to go to the right here. Got a flag. Might be offsides on the kicking team. Yep, so it's going to be on the kicking team, on the Bucks. That'll move them back just 5 yards, and we will re-kick. So the Bulldogs are going to bring a few more guys up front here to get the squib. They'll leave Jones deep just in case they elect to kick it deep. But it looks like they're going to go to the right again. A little kick. Try to get it. Not going to get it. So it looks like the Bucks are going to recover. Yep. And they will take over 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. So the second successful squib slash onside recovery by the Bucks will set them up nicely on the Bulldog 32. On the end of the round for the Bucks, going to be stopped for looks like a gain of 1 there by the Bulldogs number 82, Cater Daniels. So it looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 9 here coming up. 8:43 left in the 4th. Clock is running. Bucks up 50-40. And they are 3 for 3 regarding touchdowns in the second half. All 3 rushes by Tug McGinn. Excuse me. I don't know why I can't get that right. My apologies. There he goes, going to run a leather counter, got a big blocker in front of him, going to try and bounce it outside. He does, looking to push him out of bounds. The Bulldogs do, but not before another first down, and picks up about a gain of 18 down to the Bulldog 17-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for the Bucks. All right, 3 wide receiver set for the Bucks. Strong in the slot, Primus and McGinn behind. And he's going to take the Pandal, trying to bounce it outside and then cut between a couple. He's got some quick feet there. Makes a man miss and another man miss. And he's into the end zone for touchdown number 4 for Pendleton in this half. So that'll put them up 56-40, pending the extra point with 8:06 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Looks like the Bucks are just going to kick the 1 point, put it up to 17. Snap good, kick looks good, yep. So Harrington is now 8 for 8 on PATs and a couple squib onside recoveries to boot as well. That's the kicker for the Bucks, number 6, Colin Harrington, only a junior as well. So the Bulldogs are going to look to try and make something happen. Again, 8:06 left in the 4th. They're going to try and want to get a quick score and then get a stop, and then at that point, anything can happen. But first, they got to recover the onside kick. And again, if you're just joining us, they've done the onside squib kick thing each time this year, and I imagine that will be the case for all of Baker's opponents as they make the wise decision not to kick it deep to Jones. So we'll see how this one goes. Another squib. This time it is caught and stopped, so the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 47, so some good field position here. Churchfield recovers the onside kick. And again, it's going to be freshman quarterback Tucker Reed, who had his first touchdown pass to Jones on the last possession, leading these Bulldogs in the second half after the starting quarterback, Jake McClary, was injured. Taken out of the stadium as well. All right, so Baker now 1st and 10, 3 wide receiver set. You got Jones to the near side here. Sullivan is the back. Reed looking Jones's way. Just going to toss it off to Sullivan. He makes a man miss. See if he can bounce it outside. He's got some room. Going to make about a 3 or 4 yard gain before he's brought down by the Bucks. So it'll bring up 2nd and 7 now for Baker. That last play was nice to see from Reed there. He's looking for Jones. Sai wasn't really covered, did the smart thing, checked it down. Nice pass there to Sullivan. So Reed, as we say, making some quality reads as well. Okay, back to action here. 3 wide receivers. Jones the bottom of the screen. Churchfield up top. Crawford in the slot. Sullivan the back. Reed dropping back. He's going to go deep to Jones, see if he can make something happen. Throws it up, and Jones got his hand on it and then knocked out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 7. But again, if you're a Baker fan there, you don't mind it. Reed throws it up, gives Jones a chance to go up and make something happen. Doesn't quite work out. Covered nicely. Move on to the next play. 3rd and 7. Ball's right at midfield. 7:12 to go in the 4th. The Bucks up 17, 57-40 at this point. All right, 3 wide receivers per usual. Jones the bottom of the screen. Sullivan is the running back. Reed going to try and get outside. Not able to get it. Brought down in the backfield after a loss of about 10. Maybe a little bit more. No, they're going to say 11, 12. Loss of 13. So it'll bring up 4th and 20, I believe. Oh, no, okay, so it's at the 40, so it's going to be 4th and 17, not 20. My mistake there. So 4th and 17 here coming up, 6:42 and running to go for the Bulldogs in the 4th. You got Jones to the near side, Crawford in the slot, Churchfield up top, Richards the tight end, Sullivan the back. Reed, couple steps back, unable to get out of the way of the rush. So Pendleton will take over. 1st and 10 in Bulldog territory. We have another injury here. Take a pause for a moment. Injured player on that last play was the quarterback, Reed. He is on his feet. Hoping maybe just had the wind knocked out of him. He's going to make his way off the field. All right, so with 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter, the Bucks up by 17. 1st and 10, ball on the Bulldog 28. Primus, the quarterback, strong in motion. Going to hand it off up the middle to McGinn, see if he can continue to make things happen. And he does, obviously enough for a 1st down. I think he's down to about the 10. So a 18-yard run there to add to all the other yards Tug has. Looks like we got a timeout. I think I missed what happened here. Yeah, I think we got a timeout. Might be Baker, I think, that called the timeout there second, perhaps. So as we start to look ahead a little bit here in the schedule or whatnot, Pendleton coming up, they got 3 games left. They're at Crook County, which should be quite the game. Both teams technically are coming into the game undefeated in league, but Crook County is undefeated on the season. So they'll head to Crook County, then they'll head to Ontario, and Pendleton ends at home on the 1st of November, guessing in the roundup, taking on LeGrand for the final week of the season. For Baker, we'll see here, get him in a moment after this play here. So the Bucks come out, 3 wide receivers. Running with McGinn. He's got some swim. See if he can break it outside. Through some guys. Brought down after about a gain of 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7. As I mentioned, the Bulldogs, they have 4 games left. The Bucks only have 3. The Bulldogs will head to LeGrand next Thursday, it appears. So the Bulldogs, again, if you're wondering, why are they playing on Thursday sometimes? There is just a scarcity of officials. And so as a result, in Eastern Oregon, some teams end up having to play on Thursday. Again, in the Wildcat, looking to run, but brought down by Baker. Doesn't look like much of a gain there. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Clock's running, 5:20 to go in the 4th. The Bucks up 57-40. They got the ball at the 9. It'll be 3rd and 7 coming up. So, like I mentioned, the Bulldogs heading on Thursday night. They'll play again at LeGrand, big rivalry game there. Then they're coming back home for 2 games against Ontario and Gladstone. Gladstone, also another member of this special district league. And then the Bulldogs will end at Crook County. So, next week, Bulldogs at LeGrand, and these Bucks are heading to Ontario. Primus looking to pass, looking for strong. Doesn't quite hold on to it, so it'll be an incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. They got a great kicker. I don't know if they'll go for the field goal, or they might just say, let's roll the dice and see if we can put it in the end zone. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it, I think. Nope, now they're sending in the kicker. Maybe? No. They're going to call timeout and think about it. All right, so the Bucks are going to call timeout. Their first of the half. 4:44 to go in the 4th. It'll be 4th and 7 when we come back out of the timeout. So again, next week's game for the Bulldogs will be at LeGrand, and since it's a LeGrand home game, EO Alive will have that broadcast for you. Again, so Thursday kickoff starts at 7. I assume the broadcast will get going about 6:45 or 7. But if you can't make it up to LeGrand, if you're a Baker fan and want to watch, you can check right back here at EO Alive next Thursday at about 6:45, 7. The stream will undoubtedly start. Should be a good game between LeGrand and Baker, as it always is in a rivalry game. But I feel like both these teams are pretty evenly matched this year. So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, for Pendleton, they are heading off to Ontario. Unfortunately, that game will not be broadcast on EO Live. Again, the sponsors here, we got Pendleton home games, LeGrand home games, and Baker home games. But I believe Ontario has some other sort of streaming service for you Buck fans. So check that out. Primus on the rollout, looks to throw, broken up there by the Bulldogs. So they'll prevent the Bucks from getting their fifth touchdown of the half and take over 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. 4:40 to go. Bulldogs down 17, 57-40. So the quarterback, Reed, who was injured on the last drive, I believe looks like just kind of had the wind knocked out of him on that one. He's back in at quarterback. Got Sullivan to his right, Jones and Crawford the near side, Richards the tight end, and up top Maldonado. Rollout, Reed's rollout, pass to Jones. Going to scoop it up, but hit the ground first. So incomplete pass. Be 2nd and 10 for Baker. Both Baker and Pendleton's next opponents, LeGrand and Ontario, are playing tomorrow night. They're going to kick off at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So for most of us, that's going to start at 6. Again, that will be LeGrand at Ontario tomorrow night. So Baker coming out here, 2nd and 10, 4:35 left. I think Baker, a little confusion on the play call. They're going to call their last timeout here. I think that's their 3rd and final of the half. Once again, just want to thank everyone out there for joining, or if you're watching the stream or broadcast late, thank you so much. We really sincerely appreciate it. Once again, just got to highlight our sponsors. They really are the reasons why we're able to do this for Pendleton, LeGrand, and Baker. Hobby Habit, located in the Grand. They got something for everyone there. Next time you're in the Grand, stop by, see if you can find something, and tell them thank you for supporting these local kids. Other sponsors, obviously OTEC, powering all of us, always offering scholarships. You can check out their scholarships at otech.coop/scholarships. I know a handful of previous Baker students have been recipients of that, and incredibly generous of OTEC to do that. Eastern Oregon University, we all love our Mounties. They're founded 1929, but they are going strong and a major player in our community. So thank you to EOU, OTEC, Hobby Habit, and of course, here in Baker, Gray's West Funeral Home. We got a flag here on the play. I'm guessing it's some sort of procedure or false start penalty on Baker, which would move it back 5 yards. So we'd have 2nd and 15 from the 5. 4:35 left in the 4th. Clock is stopped. All right, so Baker comes out, 3 wide receivers, Jones to the bottom of the screen, Reed the quarterback, Sullivan the back. Reed's going to roll right, going to look for Jones, going to throw it up and see, he got a nice little ball there. Jones goes up and grabs it. That is about a 30-yard reception, 32-yard reception for Jones. Again, Reed on the rollout, throws it up and lets his playmaker make a play. That's what you're supposed to do. Nicely done there by number 13, the freshman Tucker Reed. So for the Bulldogs, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 37, 4:16 on the clock. It is running. Stopped momentarily for the first down, but running again now. Jones in motion. Reed going to be sacked, loses the ball, but it came out after he hit the ground. So the Bulldogs maintain possession, but they are dropped back about 13 yards. So it'll make it, 2nd and 23-ish. Ball's on the 25 now. 3:30 clock running in the game. 3:30 left in the game. All right, 2nd and 23 for Baker. Jones in motion. Reed drops back, going to throw it up for Maldonado. A little bit high, so incomplete pass there. It'll bring up 3rd and 23. 2:58 to go in the fourth quarter. So with 2:58 here left in the fourth, assuming the result holds, Pendleton going to get a little bit of redemption after last year's loss where Baker claimed the league title. I'm sure that will feel good for them. Again, they're certainly a tough senior-heavy team. Incomplete pass. Pendleton's going to take a timeout. .254 left in the fourth. Pendleton takes the timeout, I guess, to stop the clock. I'd imagine the Bulldogs will punt, but who knows? Actually, it kind of looks like they might go for it here. All right, so the Bulldogs are going to go for it. Again, kind of like a why not situation here. And when you got Rashawn Jones, you know, you might just kind of throw it up, see what happens. We'll see what Reed elects to do. Jones is on the near side, Crawford in the slot. Bucks come with a blitz. Reed's going to try and throw it up. He does. Crawford coming back. He's going to catch it and get up to about the 46. He's going to be 2 yards short, so the Bucks will probably take over. 1st and 10 on the 47 of the Bulldogs. Oh, okay, so they are going to rule a Bulldog first. No, I think they made a mistake here. They made a mistake. So the white hat signaled for a first down, but I think the side ref is going to come. He didn't see that they had already moved the chains. So they had already moved the chains, and that's why it looked like it was a first down. So I'm pretty sure here Pendleton is going to take possession still. They're coming together, straighten this out. Again, they had moved the chains before the white hat had realized, and so when he looked to see if it was a first down, obviously the ball was at the first down marker. Once they get this all figured out, there's 2:45 left in the fourth. All right, so the Bucks coming out for wide receiver set. The premise still the quarterback, but the running back now is going to be number 9, Vance Nelson. He's going to be tackled at the line. No, he's got a gain. He will get a 1, so he'll pick up 1, make it 2nd and 9. Clock running, 2:35 to go in the game here. We'll see how Pendleton elects to play this.
Vance Nelson with the carry. Not a 1-yard gain.
Let's go, D! Come on, boy!
So the Bucks again just kind of waiting here. They're not going to snap it until 5 seconds left on the play clock, which is now. They're going to run it up the middle with Nelson. He's going to be brought down after about a gain of 2. So we'll have 3rd and 7 now with 1:50 left on the clock.
Isaac Berry in the tackle for the Bulldogs.
.130 now, clock rolling here. 3rd and 8 for the Bucks. Once again, they're going to wait to snap here until he sees 5 seconds left on the play clock, which is now. He'll snap here shortly. Nope, didn't snap quick enough. So a delay of game here will move the Bucks back 5 yards, but not much of a deal. Otherwise, going to bring up 3rd and 13 now. 1:12 left to go in the 4th quarter. Clock is stopped because of the penalty.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, defense! Take them on line! Let's go, D! Go on, defense! Let's go!
4 wide receiver set for Pendleton.
Let's go, D!
Going to give it to the freshman Hernandez on the sweep. Going to be tackled for a loss by Crawford. Bring up 4th and 14. Clock running. Under a minute to go, 57 seconds. They'll probably have one more play. They'll just kick it out of bounds here. The coach is telling them. So the Bucks here are going to line up. They're going to take the delay of game and just wait, and then they'll kick it out of bounds. So we're going to wait for the penalty because they're not going to snap it. And then we'll go. Okay, there's the penalty for the delay of game. Now they're just going to kick it out of bounds. Again, Jones already has a touchdown return the one time they did kick it to him, so they, just like everyone else who has played the Bulldogs, have learned you don't kick to him.
Let's go, D! Let's go!
There's the kick out of bounds.
Get right! Get right!
16.7 seconds left for the Bulldogs. I imagine they'll just do one more snap, and that will be it.
Quick update here from the hospital. John Garcia has been cleared, so he's healthy. That's good news.
Just reported here in the stands, the player who was taken off by ambulance has been medically cleared, which means he is stable, which we love to hear. All right, 1st and 10, 16.7 seconds left for the Bulldogs. They're going to just do a little quarterback run here, see if they can get some yards. Reed makes a couple people miss and slides down for a 1st down. And that will do it for the game. So the Bucks take this one 57-40. They get a little revenge from last year, and they will head off to Ontario next week. These Bulldogs will head to LeGrand. My name is Jesse Taub. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back here, and by we, I mean myself. I'll be back here Friday, October 18th for the next Baker home game. The Ontario Tigers come to town. All right, I think that is going to do it for us tonight. Again, your final score, the Pendleton Bucks 57, the Baker Bulldogs 40. We want to wish everyone out there a good weekend and best of luck to both of these teams moving forward. Thank you all again so much for joining us. Take care. Have a great weekend. Good night.